12 o'clock, time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
.3 Citi FM. This is the Citi Prime News. We're broadcasting live from our studio in Accra. I am Charles Owusu-Kumi. Coming up in this bulletin, Canada-Japan makes inroad in latest global info analytics poll ahead of the much anticipated NPP presidential primary on January 31. Also in this bulletin, parliamentary watchers lament missed opportunity to constitutionalize minimum education limit for members of parliament following conclusion of work by the Constitution Review Committee.
Today, the business of parliament is very, very complex. You have the budget before you. You don't have the requisite kind of education. How do you read the budget before you even start holding anybody to account?
Still on the Citi Prime News, deserving police officers rewarded with promotions as Inspector General of Police charges members of the police force to remain professional despite the perils of their work.
Over 49,000 police personnel who are working on the field to learn from this experience that hard work pays, and do it not for the sight of anybody, but do it from your heart. It will come to a time God will reward you for the good work that you have done.
Meanwhile, 48 persons have been arrested over alleged cybercrime in Dawena here in Accra. Later on the Citi Prime News, all set for the biggest Christmas Eve event, the Situation All-White Party happening later tonight at Good Park here in Accra.
We're set 100%. The team has been on the ground since yesterday, actually, pulling things together. You know, this is a very big production in terms of events and pulling it together. And so it's not something that you can just do on the event day.
All that and more coming up here on the Citi Prime News, which is live from our studio here in Accra. In the Western region, the Citi Prime News is on Adrimpa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Bono region, we're on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunya. In the Ashanti region, the news is live on Adrimpa 99.9 FM in Nkawie. In the Volta region, we're live on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakope.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
I am Charles Owusu-Kumi. You're welcome to the Christmas Eve edition of the Citi Prime News. Now, latest data from Global Info Analytics indicates that former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia continues to lead the race to become the new Patriotic Party's presidential candidate for the 2028 election. However, Canada-Japan is gaining momentum as the contest appears to be tightening. The survey suggests a more competitive race as the NPP prepares to take a crucial decision on January 31, 2026. We're now joined on the phone lines by the Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Dankwa. Thank you very much for your time here on the Citi Prime News. First of all, what are the key figures from this latest survey?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Look, let's first start from the favorability rating of the candidate. Between November and December, Bawumia remains 92% favorability rating net. He hasn't changed. Brana Champon has increased his rate by 1%. Editum increased by 0.3%. Kennedy by 2%. And Kobna Ejapon by 6%. But overall effect of this increase in favorability rating is to have Bawumia go up to, I think, 45%. And Kennedy goes to around 31%. And Brian Champon around 3%. So if you compare this to previous numbers, Kennedy has made a significant gain, literally, compared to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who increased his number by just 2%. So you will see that people who were not disclosing, people who were undecided, some are beginning to decide, and some have moved to Kennedy, and then fewer have moved to Baumia currently.
Well, aside undecided people now probably deciding, what may be the other factors that is shifting the tide in favor of Kennedy in terms of him gaining ground?
There's been an increase, or before now, there were very high number of people who said they were not disclosing. And we have believed that those numbers largely will be Ken supporters. So it is them who are beginning to openly say they are voting for Ken. So the numbers have gone up. And those who are undecided, some have gone to Ken as well, but some are also going to Bawumia. Now, the last poll, which will come out next month, will tell us what proportion are breaking before the final vote, or if it will remain high. If it does remain high, we'll have to find a way of assessing how they might vote in the end.
Okay, Mr. Musa Danko, I also realized that you also surveyed ethnic groups. Can you just briefly just educate us on what you found with the ethnic groups?
When you delegate, you ask them what ethnic group do they belong to. So if you take the Akan, for example, Baumia has 40 points lead, Kennedy on 36%. So Kennedy is trailing in the Akan or among the Akan vote. Then if you look at the Ghana Dange, Baumia is leading 44% compared to 28 for Ken. Now, but Kennedy leads among the Ever group, 36%, 30%. That's why Kennedy is leading in voter region, because of his dominance among the Ever group. We believe that it is very likely he will carry voter region because of this kind of phenomenon we've seen.
Okay.
And among the most advanced, Baumia is quite big, 68 to 14%.
Okay. Finally, before you go, do you envisage any significant shift in the race ahead of that final poll that you'll be conducting later?
I don't think there will be significant changes, but I expect both candidates to underperform their expectations. Where Baumia wants to be, I don't think he will be there. And where Kennedy wants to be, I don't think he will be there. But we don't know the final numbers yet. By 4 weeks' time, we will know exactly where the race will be headed.
All right. I'm grateful to you, Musa Dankwa.
He is the Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, speaking to us on his latest poll on the upcoming NPP presidential election. Away from that, the Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, ASEPA, says the Constitution Review Committee missed an opportunity to propose necessary educational qualifications for members of parliament. According to ASEPA, there is an urgent requirement for MPs to acquire high levels of education to enhance the quality of work in the chamber. There is more in this report.
As part of its recommendations, the Constitution Review Committee has proposed a new provision requiring members of each parliamentary caucus to elect their own leadership by secret ballot from among their number. This marks a departure from the current practice where political parties appoint leadership of the caucus. According to the Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, the amendment will help reduce the influence of political parties over members of parliament.
When Honorable Aruna Idrisu and Muntaka were removed, I think we had cause to comment. And when Honorable Osechi Mensah was also removed, we had the same cause to complain that he doesn't lie in a political party sitting at the headquarters to decide who leads the caucus in parliament. So this, I believe, apart from making sure that it gives all members of a caucus the right to choose their leaders, it also ensures that there's accountability to the caucus and not to the party headquarters or some unseen powerful hand that is sitting somewhere dictating who should be the leader of a caucus.
On the contentious issue of dual citizenship, the committee has also recommended amendments to allow a citizen of Ghana by birth who meets all other constitutional requirements to contest for election to parliament, even if they hold the citizenship of another country. ASEPA's executive director says this proposal will enable Ghana tap into the vast expertise of Ghanaians living abroad, thereby strengthening the country's democratic process.
I remember at one time in Canada, the leader of the opposition, the minority group in parliament, had dual citizenship, American and Canadian. But that was not a problem at all because there are systems in place to make sure that people don't abuse their powers, people can't even run away from accountability. I think it's very important. There are so many people, so many of our compatriots who are excelling around the world. And we have to tap into that potential that exists out there. On the one hand, we want their economic contributions. Then, on the other hand, we say, no, politically, we don't want you to come and contribute.
However, ASEPA has expressed disappointment that one of its key proposals was not included in the committee's report. The organization had called for the introduction of minimum educational qualifications for members of parliament, a recommendation that did not make it into the final document.
Trivial as it may be, and maybe some people might call it, an elite kind of approach. But look, today the business of parliament is very, very complex. You have the budget before you. You don't have the requisite kind of education. How do you read the budget before you even start holding anybody to account? You have an international agreement before you. How do you read it? How do you contribute? How do you truly represent your people? We made that recommendation, but I think it hasn't made it to the report.
Executive Director of Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, Dr. Rashid Rahman, ending that report. Let's go back to NPP politics because flag bearer hopeful of the party, Dr. Brianna Champon, has attributed the party's defeat in the 2024 general elections to challenges related to both governance and its presidential candidate. Speaking on face-to-face on Channel 1 TV with Umaru Sanda, Dr. Champon said the election outcome exposed deeper weaknesses within the party beyond campaign strategy. According to Abetifi MP, the governance challenge was evident in the disparity between the performance of parliamentary candidates and that of the party's presidential candidate in many constituencies.
We have an elections to win. We're formed to win an elections. We went into the 2024 elections, and the results that came out of the elections portrayed two things. One, that we had a governance challenge, and then we also had a candidate challenge. And the governance challenge was seen from the performance of the parliamentary candidates at the level. And then if you now come to the presidential candidate, in most constituencies of this country, the parliamentary candidates did far better than the presidential candidate in the same constituency, in the same elections, in the same political party. In my case, I did much better than my presidential candidate. Down here in Okaikwe South, Dokua lost by 5,000. She lost by 5,000 votes. In the same constituency, our presidential candidate lost by 11,000 votes.
Dr. Brianna Champon also cautioned the party against retaining Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as its presidential candidate for the 2028 general elections. According to him, maintaining the same candidate would not change the party's electoral fortunes.
If you go into the results, it's such that you cannot repeat a candidate. Not much will change. Ghanaians will forgive our party for a lot of the wrongs that it did in the past because it forgave the NDC. It will forgive the MPP. But then you have candidate challenges that we may not be able to surmount.
But there is a counter argument that the governance issue you talked about is to blame for this defeat you saw. In fact, this 2024 election results is an outlier. It's not something we've seen before. In fact, if you were to even look at the tracking from 92, this election looks different, completely different. And the view is that Ghanaians were angry, and then there was apathy among your own party people. So it's the apathy that resulted in the massive defeat. And it is not as a result of your candidate, but it's apathy against the government in which you were a part of.
Leadership inspires hope.
Even when the situation is so hopeless.
I'm saying leadership inspires hope. That was Akufo-Addo's government.
Flag bearer hopeful for the new patriotic party, Dr. Brianna Champon, speaking on face-to-face on Channel 1 TV with Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM, broadcasting from our studios in Accra. In the northern region, the news is on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In the Upper East region, we're on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. In the Northeast region, we're on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerugu. Still ahead in the bulletin, Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority suspends rollout of new vehicle number plate registration pending parliamentary approval. And also, all is set for the biggest Christmas Eve event, the Situation All-White Party, happening later tonight at Good Park here in Accra.
Yeah, I'm not telling you a lot because I'll be pulling a surprise. I don't want to disclose a lot. Yeah, I want everybody to pull up. Everybody should come. It's a festive season. Come with your friends, family, whoever you want to come with.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Sika boom. Fidelity Bank say save and win. Montio. Sika boom. Just deposit and begin. Every 500 CDs you keep for a month, you get 1 point all at once. More deposits, gets more points in. More points, more cash you feel win. How many points? 1 point every 500 CDs. What if you win? 5,000 CDs monthly. And the grand prize? Hey! 100,000 Ghana CDs.
Don't wait. Visit any Fidelity branch or agent nationwide to deposit in multiples of 500 CDs. The more you deposit, the better your chances to win 5,000 CDs monthly and 100,000 CDs in the grand draw. Terms and conditions apply. Win with us. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
Sika boom.
This is an NLA approved promo, now running on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Yeah, welcome back to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM with me, Charles Osukume. Remember, the news is also live around the world on citinewsroom.com. Now, the National Democratic Congress says the administration of John Dramani Mahama has stabilized the economy and brought back investor confidence. In its Christmas and New Year message to Ghanaians, Party General Secretary Fifi Kwete says President Mahama has also strengthened key state institutions. According to the party, the government has over the past year prioritized economic recovery, fiscal discipline, and institutional reforms aimed at rebuilding trust in public administration. Here are excerpts of the statement read by my colleague Melody Fafa Kotufe.
This festive season also marks 1 year since Ghanaians entrusted the NDC with a mandate to govern. The party fully acknowledges this responsibility and remains resolute in translating its vision into tangible improvement in the lives of the people. Over the past year, the NDC government has taken deliberate steps to restore confidence in governance, stabilize the economy, and lay the groundwork for sustainable growth while prioritizing social protection and accountability. As the nation looks to the new year, the NDC reaffirms its unwavering commitment to delivering fully on its mandate with focus on economic recovery, job creation for the youth, stronger public institutions, and improved living standards. The party assures Ghanaians of its continued responsiveness, discipline, and results-driven governance in the year ahead. The NDC wishes all Ghanaians a peaceful Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Those were excerpts of a statement from the NDC on its Christmas message to the Ghanaian people. Meanwhile, on the other side of the political aisle, the New Patriotic Party has also urged Ghanaians to use the festive season to demand real accountability from government for over the delivery of its campaign promises. In an interview with Citi News, acting national chairman of the party, Dankos Smith-Bute, said citizens must remain vigilant and hold leaders to account to ensure transparency, responsible governance, and improved living conditions.
There are a lot of things that they promised us they didn't do it. They said they are going to give a women's bank. And that's what now we don't know anything about. We haven't seen anything about. And then they said they are going to do 24-hour economy. But there's nothing like that. 1 year down the drain. So I think that, and then they said Nanado didn't sign it. And when they come, they'll make sure within 6 months, President Mahama will sign the bill. But as I speak to you now, there's nothing like that. So I think that the promises that they made for Ghanaians are not being articulated.
Acting National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Dankwa Smith Bute. Meanwhile, the General Secretary of the United Party, Yao Boabin Asamoah, says the United Party remains a viable alternative to the two dominant political parties, the NDC and the NPP. According to him, there is public dissatisfaction with the policy directions of the two major parties, prompting for a credible third force in the country's political landscape. Speaking in an interview, he maintained that the United Party is positioning itself to offer people-centered policies that depart from what he described as recycled ideas from the two leading parties.
One movement realized that there was a hunger for that alternative. And the question was, how does the alternative get into authority? How does the alternative actually get the gravitas, the catalyst which will swing people from the two to them? And that was one of the reasons why we morphed into a political party. Because a political party has the structures. A political party has the structures for mobilization. The formality of a political party is such that it brings on board many more into defined roles, and those roles then act as catalytic mobilizers and expand your ability to reach more people. Yes. So the difference is that now United Party is a credible alternative to the other two.
General Secretary of the United Party, Yao Boabin Asamoah. Away from politics, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority has suspended the rollout of new license plates that was scheduled to begin on January 2, 2026. The suspension follows the failure to secure the required amendments to the Road Traffic Regulation 2012 LI 2180, which spells out the contents and formats of vehicle number plates. Addressing a press conference, Chief Executive Officer of DVLA, Julius Nikwe Kote, says the decision has become necessary because the specific provisions in LI 2180 had not been passed by Parliament. The authority also announced that vehicles currently using departure from port, DP stickers and DV plates may continue to use them until further notice.
Parliament was able to carry out through the amendments in the Road Traffic Act. However, the specific provisions requiring amendments in the LI 2180 have not been successful before Parliament went on recess on Friday, 19th December 2025. As a result, due to the fact that the LI 2180 amendments have not gone through, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, announces to the general public the suspension of the impending rollout of new license plates slated for 2nd January 2026. So one may ask, what happens? The DVLA announces extended use of the current drive from port plate, drive from port sticker, that is DP, the DP sticker, as well as the DV plate, different defective vehicle plates. You know, we changed from DP plates to DP stickers. So now DP is stickers, but DV still remains plates. This means that anyone who has the DP sticker on their vehicle as well as the DV plates on their vehicle could continue to use them up to a time limit to be announced by the authority in due course.
You are Chief Executive Officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Julius Nikwe Kote. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohono, says a total of 20 police officers died in the line of duty in the year 2025. The IGP says despite these horrific statistics, the service has not reneged on its mandate to fight crime in the country. IGP Yohono made the remarks during a ceremony at the police headquarters in Accra to promote members of the special investigative team that investigated the 2020 and 2024 election-related violence, as well as officers of the IGP's Special Operations Task Force.
This selfless work, this determination, this perseverance is what we are talking about. And that is what we want the other numerous, over 49,000 police personnel who are working on the field to learn from this experience. That hard work pays. And do it, not for the sight of anybody, but do it from your heart. It will come to a time, God will reward you for the good work that you have done. And that is what he has done now. He is now promoted to superintendent. This ASP Jalil, you'll be hearing of the name Jalil and his team. They started on a small note. We first deployed them to operation at Akonta Mines, in the Western region. After that operation, we realized that there was another serious areas where illegal mining was going on. And that was at Maso Dubia and Isevaros. They went and sanitized the place. In the course of their duty, there we had this Bole, Sola, Benyere conflict. We needed people to go and hold that fort. And so DSP Dawson led the team with about 100 men. They moved from Maso Dubia and then they went as far as to Bole. We all saw what they did over there.
The voice of Inspector General of Police Christian Tete Yohuno. Meanwhile, 48 suspected cybercrime operatives in the Dowena area of the Ningo Prampram constituency have been arrested. The intelligence-led operation was carried out by the Cyber Security Authority in collaboration with the National Security and the Ghana Police Service. Preliminary investigations indicate that the suspects are believed to be Nigerian nationals comprising 46 males and 2 females. They are suspected to be involved in a range of cyber-related criminal activities, including romance scams, online investment fraud, and illicit online gold trading. Let's now talk about the biggest outdoor party of the year, the Situation All-White Party. Organizers say all is set for that annual event. A visit to the Good Park at the Accra Mall, where the event is taking place, shows organizers putting the final touches. Patrons can expect a seamless experience with good music, food, and guaranteed security. Melody Fafak Potufe has more in this report.
As excitement builds for one of the most anticipated social events of the festive season, organizers say patrons are in for an amazing experience. From top-tier music to premium service delivery and delectable cuisines, the 2025 edition promises nothing but an ultimate experience. Head of Programs Production at Channel 1 TV, Apioko Seiram Ashong Abbey, says all is set for the annual all-white event.
We're set 100%. The team has been on the ground since yesterday, actually, pulling things together. You know, this is a very big production in terms of events and pulling it together. And so it's not something that you can just do on the event day. So the team has been on the ground working with all stakeholders, vendors, our sponsors, making sure that everything is where it has to be. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed, so that the experience that we promised our gold table members, diamond table members, and of course, I mean, we are all equal, but not all equal on situation nights. The platinum table members as well. We make sure that the experience that we promised you, you have it, and maybe even more than you expected. Bakwabwa to the Chinchin Band, who is a carpet band, but also holding their own performance, our own DJ mingle. We've got Perez Music, who will take us, who cross us over into Christmas Day. And then, of course, we have Kinata, who, you know, Kinata, storyteller extraordinaire, who will come and make us remember all the things that we went through and then give us the solutions going forward. So that's something to look forward to. Then, if you are the platinum and diamond tables, don't forget, Homa Cafe is setting up one of the best buffet spreads that anyone would experience this Christmas. So nothing to worry about. Your cars will be safe. You'll have ample parking. You'll be able to park safely, well-lit areas. And then we have security upon security, backup security on the ground.
Meanwhile, performing act Kofi Kinata has promised an unforgettable night of dancing and entertainment.
Yeah, I'm not telling you a lot because I'll be pulling a surprise. I don't want to disclose a lot, yeah. I want everybody to pull up. Everybody should come. It's a festive season. Come with your friends, family, whoever you want to come with, with. Let's have fun. Your entertainment is assured. Looking at the lineup, your entertainment is assured. You see everybody, so come and let's have fun. We will do a lot of songs.
Okay.
And not forgetting the new one, the newest baby, Have Mercy 2. we're going to do that. Officially, the official song for this December 31st. The song that we will be going to the Lord with. So those who don't know how to sing, they will get a chance to, check the lyrics today. We will do it. It's finished. As usual, more melody. For the girl, them sweetie pie, the whole show, Adam and Eve. Obey though. The white alone, the fact that we are going to wear white, it gives it some kind of, some divine.
That's what
be like that.
The Situational White Party is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and sponsored by EcoBank, Bethel Logistics, Hallmark Cafe, with support from Oswald Investment Limited, Verve Duvernay, and Logistics Movers.
Looking forward to seeing you all later tonight at the Situation or White Party happening at Good Park here in Accra. Well, that'll be all for this edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios here in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citynewsroom.com. I am Charles Owusukumi. Thank you for listening.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
Citi 97.3 Accra.
Citi 97.3 FM.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Mede your tasemimu,